Hey everyone. Hey Keepop. As he sits over there. Hey Starly. I'm glad to see your channel back up. Hey Ilham. Welcome. Starling, would you like a reading, my brother? Hello. And I was like, I'm gonna use the doggy deck today. But I have the crystal tarot with me too, if you'd prefer that one, if you do want a reading. Would you like the doggy deck, Starling, or the crystal deck? The more gentle one. You should have seen the in-person read I did yesterday. It was a really good in-person read. It was two people. And the girl was her birthday. And then the cousin, the man who scheduled it was he wanted a reading as well. And you should have seen his last card. It called out every character defect. And his cousins just started laughing because her reading was nothing like that. So the woman started laughing. I was like, dude, I was like, if you would have seen how harsh that doggy deck was to Sterling and Tolga the other day, I think it was Tolga. I was like, and if you only knew how many of my readings that doggy deck like called out all of my character defects, it's insane. All right. So I'm going to start with Sterling, and then I have Elham, and then Swati. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you before. All right, Sterling, I'm going to pray over the deck first, okay? My higher power, my source, creator of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for this community. I ask that you guide this deck and guide my words to lift those up. I ask that you bring words of wisdom, peace, and serenity to Sterling. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to wrap their arms around Sterling with peace, warmth, serenity, and abundance. And so it is. Amen. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. I know. Look, we all have, none of us are perfect, and this world makes it really difficult to even try to be, good sometimes. I'm going to shuffle thinking of you, brother. I rid this deck of any negativity. The dogs started barking like as soon as I went live. I rid this deck of any negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and wisdom. I ask that my higher power, our higher power, come in and just in words of wisdom, serenity, and peace to Sterling. Oh, I was like, what you doing? When one rises, we all rise. I got this new camera. It's supposed to have built-in microphone, so I don't know. We'll see once I look back at the video to see if the audio is any better. I know the view back there is more clear than, of course, my laptop. My laptop's just a cheap laptop. All right, let's see, Sterling. All right, your first one, let's see. Oh, I forgot it doesn't have the names directly on them. I have to look at them first. The Three of Wands, and it's reversed. So let me read the overall description first. Oh, thanks for verifying, Sterling. Standing on a seashore at the border between land and water, you're contemplating new horizons and taking steps to make things happen. So I'm going to read the reverse. Your plans are in motion, but you're feeling anxious and stuck. You know change demands a lot, and you're not sure you're up to the task. Is that because you didn't do due diligence and planning? Is it because fate is throwing roadblocks your way? Or is it because you're just full of free-floating anxiety? There's still time to assess the situation and correct your course. So it's just talking about your feelings of anxiety and feeling stuck and possible changes that you want to make in your life that you might be having a hard time with. Of course, change is hard for all of us. Like, yeah, it's just sometimes it feels easier just to keep doing things the way we're doing them, but change is always good too. All right, let's see. All right, this is the Two of Swords. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna have to pop that up there. I love it whenever somebody's like, oh, that resonates, or okay, I pick up on that. Treat one or treat two? Treat two or treat one? You've got to make a choice because you can't have both. Oh, and it kind of goes along with the changes, you know. One of the in-person reader got this yesterday, and she told her cousin, like, yeah, remember the decision I was telling you the other day about? You've got to make a choice because you can't have both, but you can't quite see over the edge of that treat cup and feel like you're making a blind decision. Those treats look identical, at least in shape, but you know that one is fish flavored and one is delicious beef. You're not quite sure which is which, but the time has come to choose. It's a risk. Sometimes you get the fish, sometimes you get the beef. Either way, this isn't the end of the world. Make your move. So, and I always tell people too, if tarot doesn't quite line up, then it might make sense later. But if you have a choice to make now, this is saying just make the choice. All right. And then your next card is the Empress. Let's see. And she's reversed. So I'll read the overall description and then I'll read the reversed. Who's pretty, Empress? You are. It says, upside down, this regal doggo suggests trouble hovers over the horizon. All that love, fertility, and beauty suddenly seems hard to harness. Bad luck and puppy love, feeling stagnant, a tad bit insecure. It's time to gather yourself together and refocus on self-care, which I know we've talked a little bit about. Tending your emotional and spiritual sides. A few long walks will do you a world of good. And I know you mentioned the other day about walking before the sun came up. So you're already honing in on those things. And I think your higher powers just reiterating that self-care will bring you back to that grounded, self-confident place that makes you the amazing person you are. Oh, some difficult choices, the doggy cup. Man, life's hard. When life gets lifey, it's like, God, can I just take a break, please? Can I just like not make difficult choices? Thank you for letting me read for you, brother. And thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you're feeling good today. Hey, Elham, I saw you were here too. And I see you popped your question in there. How will Amir's relationship with Anna progress? Oh, let's see. I can try. A lot of times, my readings, tarot brought me so much comfort because it made me reflect about myself. So I warn people, as you know, in my readings, that I had to let go of some people. Yeah, Sterling. That's, it's okay to love from afar. I get that. Elham, as I said before, when I read for people, my cards might not come out and discuss other people that aren't in this platform to agree to the reading. And I love tarot because the reason I've progressed in my sobriety is because it made me reflect inward instead of outward. So I'll definitely pray over the deck, Elham, and we'll try. I'll do a reading, but just forewarning, as always, it's probably not going to tell you particularly about Amir's relationship with Anna. Okay, but we'll try. I'll throw a reading, and worst case, you get some spiritual connection for yourself. Okay, my source, my higher power, thank you for being here and guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for Elham as she's seeking spiritual guidance and wisdom. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to come in with healing words, love, light, and positivity. And so it is. Amen. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. Hey. Can you turn the reading camera 90 degrees so we can see the cards better? 90? Oh, let me see. I'll have to turn it this way. Oh, let me move. I might get dizzy. This is the way I had it set up one time. We can try that way. Hey, J.A. I'm gonna write your name down, okay? Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. All right, I'm gonna shuffle Elham and we'll see what happens, okay? I rid this deck of any negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and positivity. Thank you to our higher power source for being here and guiding these words and this deck. I said you do the same for Elham, as they're just seeking spiritual advice regarding this relationship and how that relationship might progress over the next few months. When one rises, we all rise. Okay. And Elham, is this relationship, it's not you, it's outside of you, right? I'm assuming, because you have Elham, but I don't know if maybe your name's actually Anna or Amir. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that was kind of an or question. That's what my husband does to me. I'll ask an or question. He'll be like, yes. Oh, it's a different, okay. And then, like I said, those people are not here to agree to this. So we'll just see what your reading gives, okay? All right. This is the Seven of Pentacles. You spent the afternoon chasing down every last ball in your backyard, and your hard work has paid off. You've snuffed under every bush, pawed along the fence line, searched the doghouse. You recovered ball after ball, then consolidated them in one place. Not only can you feel satisfied about recovering your toys, but you can feel proud of the great work you've done. So I don't know if this has anything to do with that relationship, but it's just acknowledging that, and maybe it's acknowledging, I guess you're invested in this relationship in some sort, or you wouldn't be asking. So it could be just validating that your higher power sees that, you're contributing to this relationship or one of the people in this relationship, and that you have love for them. All right, let's see the next one. This is the King of Swords. Welcome, Edrika. I'm going to put your name on the list, okay? Thank you for being here. This is the King of Swords, and it's reversed. So I'll read the overall description, and then I'll read the reverse description. King of Swords. The king has mastered all the qualities of swords and the element of air. He is intellectual, analytical, and has control of his own mind. Upside down, the king is still a master intellect, and that's how he rationalizes his bad behavior. Arrogant and deceitful, he waits until everyone's out of sight and then drags the dinner leftovers out of the trash. Take stock of your own shortcomings. What's going to get you sent to charm school? So again, this is just your higher power wanting you to reflect inwards, which happens a lot in readings, especially when people tend to happen to ask about other people. The nature of my tarot and my higher power, I reckon. If you only knew how many times I tell everybody I do readings for, like I've gotten every card reversed at this point, I think, throughout my journey of reading, because none of us are perfect, So they're just asking you to take stock of do your inventory and reflect on how you can be a better person. All right, as we all can, All right, your next card is the High Priestess. Make no mistake about it, it's the High Priestess's chair now. This girl is sitting on top of a world fertile with possibility and power. Her lit candles speak to the contrast between darkness and light, secrets and clarity. Talk about the divine feminine. She represents sacred knowledge and hidden secrets. She directs your attention to your own intuition and the trust you built within yourself. And I love too how a lot of times when people ask questions about things like this, our higher power will guide us back to our intuition as well. So you probably know these people that you're asking about, and this is just validating that you have your higher power with you, and our intuition is so powerful. So you probably have a little bit of an intuition already of how this relationship will go. I want to know in this contact. Unfortunately, I'm not that tarot reader that tells the future. Oh, my incense sticks. I firmly believe that we create our own future. No matter what I can tell you, Elham, even if the card said, yes, this will end, or no, this will not end, those people determine their own fate, and higher power, of course. So, you know, you've been in here for my readings, and I appreciate you. And it's just not the nature of my readings. The nature of my readings is self-reflection and more like connecting with the divine on our own accord versus telling the future or telling how other people will interact or how another person feels. But I appreciate you. Yes, thank you, Elham. I appreciate you being here and coming back and visiting me. I'm sending you so much peace, love, and light. All right, Swati, are you still here? If you're still here, I can do your reading, I think, and then J.A. and then Adrika. I hope I'm saying that right. Swati. Let's see. I would like to know if AV is taking action. Okay, so Swati, you're seeking relationship advice as if this other person is taking action romantically. AV is taking action towards you. Okay. All right, we'll see. Let me pray over the deck, and then sometimes they'll answer about, about your romantic life and where it may go. We'll see. Okay, Swati. My higher power, my source, thank you for being here and guiding my words and guiding this deck. I ask that you do the same for Swati as they're seeking advice in their personal and romantic relationship. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to provide words of self-love and self-confidence and knowledge and wisdom for actions to take in this relationship. I'm sending Swati so much love, light, and positivity. Amen. Okay, I'm going to shuffle thinking about you, and I just want you to keep an open mind and an open heart to the message, Swati. A lot of times, a lot of times our higher power will ask us to reflect inwards instead of telling us exactly what this other person's interests are or intentions are. I rid this deck of any negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and wisdom. I ask that you come in and guide Swati in regards to their personal and romantic relationship, as they're feeling a little bit insecure right now in regards to this other person and their intentions. When one rises, we all rise. Okay, I'm going to cut the deck. Oh, Moto, he's so sweet. We have such a big Moto vlog. Is that what you call it? Moto vlog community. There's Adventures at Key Fob. There's Sterling Will. There's Moto Bomb. There's Buck. But Buck's name is like something different. They're just such an amazing community. I'm such a believer in community and lifting one another up. And all of these brothers were here for Key Fob, my husband, when I went to treatment more than 3 months ago now. Yeah, that's insane. All right, Swati, let's see what your first card is. It's all about lifting each other up, All right. This is the 8 of Wands, and it's reversed. Hey, 88 Pearls. I remember that name. Every time 88 Pearls comes in here, I get like this, it's weird. I don't know, this sense of like calm. I don't know if it's the name 88 Pearls or what, or the picture. It just throws me off. Like a good throw off though. All right. The shorthand for this card is speed. This dog is nearly finished stacking his sticks and in record time. Things are coming together quickly, ready or not. Reversed. You're filled with so much enthusiasm. Maybe if this is a newer relationship, I could see that. You're running in the wrong direction, though, taking inefficient pathways or just getting giddy off the rush of energy and losing focus. When you're moving with lots of energy, aiming for the bullseye is imperative. So if this is a newer relationship, this one is just asking you slow down, like especially when we're wanting the other person to move quicker. This card, it can be like a sign of like, just enjoy the moment. Don't try not to overthink it. Try not to overanalyze it. Just enjoy the friendship relationship. Hey, Toga, I'll write your name down in case you want a reading if you're around later. Oh, just listen. I'll be at my workshop while listening. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. You'll have to go click on these people and send them some love. All right. Hey, Devin, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to write your name down, okay? All right, Swati, your next one is the death card. Don't worry. It sounds way worse than it is. It's really not that bad. It's reversed, so I'm going to read it to you, the general description, and then the reverse description. All right, I got you, Toga. Despite its name, this card doesn't spell terror or disaster, just change, which to some might feel like 1,000 fireworks shattering their peaceful existence. So now it's reversed, so I'll read the reverse description. Resistance is futile. The fireworks are going to go off whether you like it or not. And you definitely don't, because it's a dog deck. A brave doggo is willing to step out of their comfort zone and at least take a look around her and contemplate growth. So both of these cards are going back to that inner reflection. And this one particularly is in regards to growth. And it says resistance is futile. It's asking you to step out of your comfort zone and just reflect on everything. So I'm going to leave it at that. You know this relationship deeper than me ultimately. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right, let's see. But you got a couple of reverse cards there. How long have y'all been talking, if you don't mind me asking? Just interested, trying to make a connection myself. All right, the 3, let's see. This is the 3 of Swords. No heart is more loyal than a dog's heart. The response to hearing that dreaded phrase, bad dog, is often trying to win a human back using every love language a dog knows. Biscuits, roses, or staring up with big sad eyes. Dang, Swati, 10 months? Aye. So you're asking, like, are they going to take it further? Look, if they're not by 10 months and you want more, you're worth it. You're worth everything and more. And if they're not giving you what you want, yeah. If you want more though, then yeah. Look, and these cards are kind of telling it. All right, let me read the reverse version of this last card for you. There's nothing wrong with forgiveness or trying to do right after being wronged, but sometimes you're just casting dog biscuits before swine. Though you're still feeling the cracks in your broken heart, you're ready to acknowledge the harm done, lick your wounds, and move on. Oh my gosh, I cannot make that up. Look, I'm glad I asked how long. Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I don't fortune tell. I'm not a fortune teller, and my cards are not fortune telling cards. They have yes and no's to responses, but ultimately, I believe in manifestation. I believe in us creating our own future, and our words have power, and our actions have power. So, Swanti, if this person isn't giving you what you want, then you find someone that will, because you're worthy of everything and more. Thank you for letting me read for you. I appreciate you being here. And I know relationships can suck at times. So I'm sending you so much love, light, and positivity. And I know everything will come to you in divine timing. Thank you again for being here. Hey, Devin. Oh, I did add you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Moto. I see you. I was so jelly of that R1 ride, man. The weather was nice. It's been raining here, even though we need the rain. It's been raining here. So I'm very much a fair weather rider. Like, I don't want to go out in the rain. Aw. I'm sending you so much love, light, and positivity. I wrote your name down if you stick around. I've been blessed with the list this afternoon, but if you're able to stick around and want a reading, I'll be here. All right, J.A., let's see what you got for me. Did you already post what you want a reading over, or is it just general, J.A.? And I'm so glad you're back. Welcome again. I'm happy to see you. Oh, I bet. I bet the heat, huh? Yeah, that's true too. It's like rain, oh, the temperature comes down, but no rain. Oh my God, I'm sweating my off. J.A., if you're still here, you can pop in the chat for me. Usually you stick around. I know, isn't that insane? It's so crazy. I found that with the tarot, I definitely get a lot more view time. So I've been slacking on my editing and my writing and my meditation videos, but I enjoy doing that too. But I've really been enjoying tarot reading, and I had my first in-person reading. I had two paid customers this week. My brother Sterling sent a donation, and I did a 5-card private read for him. And then somebody got my business card from one of the metaphysical stores around us, and they called me, and I had two in-person tarot readings yesterday, and they asked me what was my price, and I said I can't set a price on this. I said I remember wanting a reading so bad and not being able to afford it back when I was having harder times in my life. And I was like, it's really just donation based, and I cannot believe when I walked away. I did a reading for both of them, and then they cashed at me. It was $150. And my heart was just blown. I was not expecting it. And I was just so appreciative of the experience. It was the girl's birthday, and I had crocheted already like this drawstring bag with a heart. And so I gifted her that with the stone. And it's just, tarot reading is just a mutual exchange of uplifting one another. So I was just really pleased for the first in-person reading, and then to walk away with them being so generous. I was so humbled. Like, I really sent them a message. I was like, what? I did not expect it at all. I was very blessed. That's okay, Sterling. Well, you'll get it. Y'all go say hey to Moto and Sterling. Pop on their channels. They're amazing YouTubers as well. So y'all have to go in. I guess J.A. popped off. I haven't seen J.A. come back in. So the next one was at Rika. It's a beautiful name. At Rika. Are you still here? And J.A., if you come back, I'll get you back on that list. At Rika. Oh, thank you, 88 Pearls. Thank you for being here and sharing your positivity. That's why I even love these lives. It's just, I always knock on wood because I don't typically have any negativity in here. Even if the cards don't fit with somebody, then nobody has been rude or hateful. Thank God. It's been it's been a blessing. At Rika, if you're still here, pop in the chat for me, or J.A. Y'all were next. It was J.A. at Rika, and then 88 Pearls. J.A. at Rika, and then 88 Pearls. I'm going to give J.A. and at Rika a second, and if they don't come in, then 88 Pearls, I'll hop on to yours. Oh, thank you, Moto. At Rika and J.A. All right, let me pop up 88 pearls. Oh, you can pick which reading you're guided to do. What are my ancestors trying to tell me, or what's coming next for me this week? Oh, hey, Devin. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try my best. And if you've been here before, you might have heard me speak. I'm in a sober journey, and I just tomorrow will be my 90 days. So I have to meditate. I have to pray to keep that sobriety, and I have to maintain that chill energy, and I have to help others. All those things and work my sober program. If I don't do all these things, then I'll fall right back into my alcoholism and my addiction. So thank you for acknowledging that, though, Devin. That makes me feel really good. And we all help each other ultimately, by raising each other's positive vibrations as well. 88 pearls. I don't know why, but number one sticking out to me, like ancestors are deep, you know? And I've definitely been trying to connect with, I have Native American on both sides. Thank you, Moto. It is a miracle. I don't know how. I'm 41 and have been an alcoholic addict since a teenager, and I'm functioning, not just functioning, but they call them the promises in the AA community. I am feeling the promises already, and I haven't even finished the steps. I'm working my step 4 now, but if you know of anybody struggling with alcoholism and addiction, the AA community truly is divine and magical. I just call it magic. Oh, wow, Devin. That's huge. I was an avid pothead. I smoked every day, all day if I wasn't at work. And I was a kindergarten teacher. All right, I'll quit running my mouth for a minute and do 88 pearls. Hey, Pooja, let me write Pooja down and let me move on to. I'm so excited for you, though, Devin. You've got this. Sobriety's worth it. My head is so clear now, and I'm just connected to the divine now, way more than I've ever been. All right, 88 pearls. Let's see what these ancestors have for us, okay? My higher power, my divine, thank you for being this community. Thank you for guiding my words. Thank you for guiding this deck. I ask that you do the same for 88 pearls as they're seeking spiritual guidance and spiritual wisdom from their ancestors. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to come in with words of wisdom, serenity, peace, and ancestral knowledge. And so it is. Amen. You seem so spiritual already, 88 pearls, though. So I bet you already I bet you already know what they're telling you. I'm going to shuffle the deck thinking about you. I just want you to have an open heart and open mind to the message. I rid this deck of any negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and positivity. I ask that you continue to guide my words in this deck for 88 pearls as they're seeking advice from their ancestors. I'm so thankful that we have our ancestors that we can communicate with, and our spirit allies and our higher self. We're just surrounded with so much positivity and so much goodness. We just have to be awake to it. When one rises, we all rise. I know when I first started getting into spirituality, like my analytical brain wanted to be like, that's not real. You're making that up. But nah, it's just the spirit world is just amazing. And from the little things, just walking out your door and seeing the little signs, they're everywhere. But a lot of times our brain wants to tell us it's fake. And that's so sad that I let my brain say that for so long, unfortunately. All right, 88 pearls. This is Ace of Cups, and it's reversed, so I'll read the general description first. If I can ask, just curious, 88 pearls, like, have you been a spiritual person? Okay, I was about to ask that because this card, I got it reversed a lot when I first started my spiritual journey, and you'll see why in a minute. So that's amazing that you're just telling me that you're new to your spiritual journey. So this will connect. This will make sense. Hey, Lolly, welcome. You're right, Lolly. And I know for me, being in my active alcoholism and addiction, I couldn't see it because I was too consumed with the drug, you know. So I'm so grateful to be sober now, to see it. You're right. Just see it. Just open our eyes. All right, 88 Pearls. A dog and her human. And whenever I always got this, when I'm in the beginning of my spiritual journey, 88 Pearls, I related that to me and my higher power. A dog and her human prepare to take their first walk together, starting a process of emotional bonding. They're taking their literal first steps towards building a lovely, long lasting connection. Now, this is reversed, and you might see why in a minute. Both people and dogs can chafe at using leashes, and too much control can stifle freedom and joy. The collar gets put on a little too tightly and the leash pulled too hard when trust is absent, which I had a really hard time in the beginning, just trusting in the process, just trusting the divine and letting go of me trying to control everything. And when it's all about wanting power over one another, that was my ego wanting power over my higher power. I wanted to be in control. There's no room for love. Be open to self-examination, countering self-doubt, and watch out for others who ask too much of you. So this card is just validating the beginning of your spiritual journey and validating that when your ego wants to be like, no, I got this. God, I don't need a higher power. Like, just be like, it's okay. I know I have this, this spiritual thing is real and it's happening, and I'm always loved, guided, and protected. All right, let's see this one. I'm so excited for you. I remember like meditating in my beginning of my spiritual journey. I started with sleep hypnosis, and sleep hypnosis, like on YouTube, I couldn't sleep. I went through a big depression, and I couldn't sleep. My anxiety was insane. And I started with sleep hypnosis, and I literally retrained my subconscious brain. I've never loved my body. I've never loved myself. And sleep hypnosis taught me how to do that. And then I started meditating during the daytime, and I just like cried so many times at the beginning at all the meditations I needed at that time lined up. Like, your spiritual journey, when you're open to it, will just flow like it should naturally. And it was like just little things happen each time, it was just amazing. Just try to trust the process. All right, your next one is the Seven of Wands. You've moved up to a new level of success. Every dog wants what you've got, and you're trying to protect your turf and your sticks. You've already learned the no pain, no gain lesson, and now you're learning the gain can be a pain one. You're defending your hard-won victories, and you're up to the task of protecting what's rightfully yours. But being in a defensive pose burns energy. Don't lose too much of it, because it's the same energy that fuels your creativity and your drive. So this is just wanting you to reflect on, if you're feeling very defensive about things and needing to protect, to just be careful, because that can consume all this good energy. I feel good vibes off of you. It's something about your name or something when you come in this space that I feel such good juju off of you. But it's just saying, be careful. Try to balance your energy. All right. Oh, I love this card. All right, hold on. We have a little Yorkie, and we're moving to Florida soon. And I got this at the very beginning of me shifting. Like, this move is huge for us. And it just, the way it connected with me specifically because of the Yorkie and the beach, but also the word in the card too. This is the Three of Wands. Standing on a seashore at the border between land and water, you're contemplating new horizons, hence your spiritual journey too. and taking steps to make things happen. You're taking action on new opportunities. It could be a career shift, a new project, a move, a new relationship with your higher power, or travel plans. You have your sticks on the shore, but dogs are great swimmers too. Why not jump in, swim to the sailboat, and hitchhike your way to a new adventure? I love this. So this one is reminding you just to, when you want to doubt it, don't, because they're there. Your spirit allies, whatever you believe in. I believe we all believe in, I just believe that we all believe in one source. We just call it a different name. And this one's just telling you have that faith. And this one is too. It's like jump on in 88 Pearls head first. And you're going to love it. I can't wait to hear more. And welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you being here. And I'm sending you so much love and light, and I'm getting giddy for you because I remember the beginning. And still, you can see I get excited over the cards because I know the divine and our spirit allies are always here. So I get giddy for other people when the cards read to them and they're open to the message. It just, I don't know how to explain it. It just feels good to know we're not alone. Ultimately, that's why we're here, right? To have community and to know that we're not alone and to seek our higher power. So whatever you're doing, you keep doing it, because even from the first time you came in this room, I got like vibes off of you. You know, I don't know how to explain it. Oh, no pain, no gain. I love the wows. That makes my heart flutter every time. I believe you just channeled my grandmother, especially when you mentioned no pain, no gain. You know, I lost my brother when I was 15, and I had a real hard time accepting my higher power after that. But now that I've cultivated my spirituality and deepened my relationship, I truly understand that my brother's here. He's here. He's guiding me. He's with me at all times. I don't know if there's a group where the spiritual journey to uplift and encourage others. I have a Discord group that I'm in. I can get I don't know if I'm allowed to invite. Look, email me 88 Pearls. And what I'll do is I'll send you that Discord. It's like a group of spiritual beings. All of them believe in different things, but they have like meditation, like herbs, like anything in the spiritual realm that you want is on this platform. And they're beautiful people. I've reached out a lot to them about meditation, about tarot, and they're just amazing guides. So email me. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Don't email that one. That's like my work one. Email this one so I make sure that I see it and it doesn't get lost in the junk mail. Email my doggy tarot at gmail 88 Pearls, and I'll send you the link to that Discord if you have Discord. Thank you for letting me do that deep reading for you. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all being here. Thank you, 88 Pearls. All right, Toga, brother. Let's see. I know you said you're in the workshop. I can't remember if you said general reading. 3 cards. Okay, just 3 cards. All right. Are you still here, Toga? And then after Toga, if JA came back in, or did I do? Oh, Rika left too, I think. Okay. So Toga, Devin, and then Moto, if he's still here, and then Pooja. All right, Toga. Yay. Okay, I'm going to just pray over the deck first, okay? My higher power, my source, thank you for being here and guiding my words and guiding this deck. I ask that you do the same for Toga as he's seeking spiritual guidance and spiritual connection. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to bring in words of knowledge, wisdom, prosperity, abundance, and love. And so it is. Amen. Okay, I'm going to shuffle, thinking of you, and just be open to the message. I've read this deck of any negativity. I only speak with words of love, light, and positivity. I'm grateful to this community. I'm grateful to our higher power for guiding my words in this deck. Please come in and provide Toga with words of wisdom, love, and serenity. When one rises, we all rise. Oh no, I was like, I nearly thought I forgot somebody, but I didn't. Sometimes that happens. I'll miss somebody on the list and I feel bad. This one woman, or I'm not sure. I'll say woman. I don't know. She's a younger woman. Her name's Queen. She's so amazing. She comes in and she's like, I'm here. And she just has like this bright energy. And then she'll come back in and be like, my turn. I can just like picture some young spirit saying that. All right, Toga, this is the Page of Pentacles. Let's see. And it's reversed. So I'll read the first description and then I'll read the reverse. Pages signal new beginnings and becoming a student of the suit's qualities. Here, the suit of pentacles and the element of earth represent reliability, stability, patience, and steadiness. In the reverse position, the page, you get some rough cards sometimes, brother. The page is too lazy and plotting to pursue his goals. He'll just as soon, look, I get it, man. If you only knew how much I wanted to put off this fourth step in my goal, like all of us are just humans ultimately. He'll just as soon chase a dragonfly as chase a tennis ball. Pentacles are about appreciating the material world, including naps and treats, but you must keep pleasure and work in the right balance. So it's just it's just asking you to seek balance, which obviously you're trying to do because you're here for spiritual guidance and community. So I wish you just knew about my cards, right? Whenever Sterling wanted the private reading the other day, I did my crystal power deck. I'm gonna have to do your future readings with the crystal power tarot because they're a lot more gentle. This doggy deck can serve a bite sometimes. All right, let's see. Look at you in your reverse cards. I don't know if you meditate, Toga, but you might want to start meditating. Let's see. This is the Three of Wands. Standing on a seashore at the border between land and water, you're contemplating new horizons and taking steps to make things happen. When it's reversed, it says your plans are in motion, but you're feeling anxious and stuck. Bless you, keep up. You're feeling anxious and stuck. You know change demands a lot. And you're not sure you're up to the task. It kind of goes with this one. Like, I'm avoiding doing this thing I need to do. You're not sure if you're up for the task. Is that because you didn't do due diligence and planning? Is it because fate is throwing roadblocks your way? Or is it because you're just full of free-floating anxiety? There's still time to assess the situation and correct your course. So both cards are definitely speaking to just self-reflection and if there's a change needed, even though it might feels like it's going to suck, to listen to the divine and make that change if it's needed. Hey, Teresa, welcome. I'm going to write your name down, okay? Thank you for being here. And I have a few in line and then I'll get to you, okay? All right, let's see, Toga. This one's not reversed, at least. You should have seen yesterday's in person, and they gave such a generous donation. I was surprised because the woman's reading, I don't know if you were in here when I said it, but the woman's reading was like all like pretty upright, like pleasant. And I warned him, I said, this doggy deck can deliver a bite. I was like, but the crystal deck isn't so harsh. And she's like, no, let's do the doggy deck. And so after I read for her cousin, the male, wanted a reading, and man, his last card like called out every character defect, and I was like, I just turned red, and she started giggling like as if she knew. I just turned red, and I said, man, if you were online the other day for Toga and Sterling, you would have seen like it delivers. Like even for me, it doesn't. So because we're all human. All right, your last card is the Seven of Pentacles. You spent the afternoon chasing down every lost ball in your backyard, and your hard work has paid off. You've snuffed under every bush, pawed along the fence line, searched the doghouse. You've recovered ball after ball, then consolidated them in one place. Not only can you feel satisfied about recovering your toys, but you can feel proud of the great work you've done. So at least your higher power ended your reading with a good note. It's like, look, Toga, you've got all these great things, and it's just asking you to reflect. It's kind of like attitude of gratitude, just being grateful for all the hard work we've done and all the things we've accomplished. And yeah, just bask in it, just be thankful, which I know you are. I'm thankful for you for letting my dog deck bite into you one more time. That shows a true man whenever they'll let me read for them and the cards just throw punches and they still like, yeah, throw them down again. Even Sterling, when he first came on, I was like, Sterling, do you want the dog deck or the crystal deck? He's like, no, doggy style. I was like, all right. I appreciate you, Toga. Thank you for being here and letting me read for you. All right, Devin, if you're still in here, it's your turn. Devin, let's see if you posted your question. First time here, but I forgot you were the one we were talking about your sobriety. How amazing. I hope you're still here. Let's see if you posted your question. Okay. I will mention the dog deck in advance. Don't mind the harsh truth. Okay, good. Yes, and my tarot reading, I usually tell people I'm not a fortune teller. Sometimes the cards will provide some kind of answer to a future question, but I believe in manifestation. I believe in self-reflection. And so I do forewarn people that I'm definitely not a fortune teller or anything like that. I'm just someone that loves being in touch with my spirituality and helping others be in touch with theirs. All right, so let's see. Thank you for adding me to the list. I'll also mention H and I are both okay, let's see. I thought I had clicked your question, my bad. Well, welcome. This is an all accepting, all loving community. Okay, so you're asking about wanted to know if H thinks I have feelings for her. So you're asking, okay, I see you posted again. So you're wanting to know if this other person thinks that you have feelings for her. Okay, so what I typically forewarn people is that if another person isn't in here to agree to a reading, a lot of times it's not going to tell you what this other person feels or thinks. Especially, I'm just one of those that if they're not here to accept it and to agree to it, then I don't want to disrespect someone's energy. But sometimes they'll provide guidance. A lot of times they'll speak to your intuition, and then a lot of times there's just a lot of self-reflection too. So what I'll do is I'll pray over the deck, Devin, and then we'll just throw 3 cards down and see what you connect with or what resonates with you, okay? All right. My higher power, my source, thank you for being here and guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for Devin as she is seeking spiritual advice and spiritual wisdom over this relationship and possible knowledge of the other person in this relationship. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to bring in a sense of self-love, self-worth, and words of wisdom to help guide her in this relationship. When one rises, we all rise. Amen. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle. Thank you for being understanding. I'm going to shuffle thinking of you, and then I just want you to keep an open mind and an open heart to the message. Hey, Monshu, welcome. I appreciate you being here, Monshu. I wrote your name down, okay? I read this deck of any negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and positivity. I'm thankful for this community, our higher power, and our spirit allies for being here and guiding me. I ask that you do the same for Devin, as Devin's seeking spiritual advice on this relationship that she's in and spiritual guidance. When one rises, we all rise. Okay. Oh, I thought my other camera was going to freeze up for a minute. All right, let's see. Let me get a drink of coffee. Manchu, I caught that twin flame journey. I saw something online about a twin flame, but I don't know much about them yet. I can't remember what I read either. I was like, that sounds interesting. I learned a little bit about star seeds, which is a whole thing. If I would have just had on my spiritual journey, somebody talk about star seeds at the very beginning, I'm like, you're crazy. Get out of here. But now that I've grown in my spiritual, I'm like, okay, I can see that. All right, Four of Swords. Every dog has his day, and sometimes that's a doggy's fall day by necessity. You're exhausted, and sometimes our higher power, Devin, comes in and just tells us things that we thought we didn't need to know, but maybe we did. You're exhausted. It's time to retreat to the softest of microfiber dog beds and treat yourself. There's nothing more exhilarating than the dog park, running in circles, catching frisbees, and of course, navigating the complicated flowchart of the canine social hierarchy. But you've overdone it, and your brain is overheated. You need quiet and solitude to recover. So I don't know if this relationship or something else may be causing you to overdo it, but your higher power is telling you to calm down. All right, let's see what's next. This is the Five of Wands. It can be delightful to watch puppies chasing each other and fighting over sticks, but in a flash, that can turn into bites and injuries. What starts as friendly competition can easily take an ugly turn. As Shakespeare once said, sometimes it's all just barking and fury, signifying nothing. These pups don't see each other, just a stick they're fighting over. Focus too hard on winning and others get hurt. Fight for what you deserve. Protect yourself, but don't nip others during the scrub. So, you know your situation more than I do. Not sure what that might apply to for you, but fight for what you deserve. Protect yourself, but don't nip others during the scrub. All right, let's see your next card. The King of Wands, it's reversed. The king has mastered all the qualities of wands in the element of fire. He is warm but not scorching, focused but not obsessed, energetic but not overbearing, creative but not flaky. So this is reversed. Kings start training for their station when they're just young pups, but actually using that training requires character, commitment, and a sense of duty to something bigger than oneself. When you feel like your regal situation entitles you to be combative, pushy, argumentative, and pursuing goals only for your own good, you've lost the whole point of being king. Your whole reading is asking you to reflect inwards. I'm sorry the deck did not speak to this relationship, but I hope that it provides something just to meditate or pray over, and a lot of times that can help you in the given relationships that you're in. And sometimes that's why the cards read the way they do, so that you can grow as a person, so that whatever you want can happen. Oh, I appreciate that. Look, isn't it funny how we come in and we think we need this from our higher power, and then our higher power is like, no, just listen to me. Go relax, please. And let's do some self-reflection while we're at it. Thank you for letting me read to you. And thank you, Devin, for being open to the message. I appreciate you. And thank you for being here. All right, let's see. Moto, if you're still here, I can do a read for you. I know sometimes you just come in to pop in. Oh, and Lolly, I didn't even think, if you're still here and want one, I can do one for you. I forgot to say I'd write your name down. I'm so sorry, Lolly. But you were, yeah, you came in after Moto. So Lolly, if you want to ride, I can do one for you too. So Moto and Lolly, if you're still here, can pop in the chat if you want a reading. And then Pooja. Pooja and Teresa were next. The doggies are not happy. Moto, Lolly, and then Pooja. After Pooja's Teresa. So Teresa and Manchu also, if you're still here, you can pop in the chat. Pooja, Teresa, and Manchu. Manchu, are you still here? You were the last one in, so I bet you're still here. Pooja usually sticks around. Wonder if our internet's being slow. Okay, Pooja, I'm gonna jump. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, there you are. I was like, usually you stick around. It just took me a while to see your message. All right, let's see if you typed a question or not. How come I don't see your Pooja? Welcome back. I'm glad to see you. I hope you're having a good day. Okay, there's a person. There's a person I'm not in touch with, but I want to know how's his life going. Oh, I get that. All right, Manchu. After Pooja, if Teresa doesn't come in, I'll do yours. Okay. Okay, Pooja. I know you've heard my readings before, so I always forewarn that if this other person isn't here and hasn't agreed to a reading, that my cards, their birthday's the same as mine. I was born on May. Well, I'm not 2000, but my birthday's on May 13th. Manisha, I'm sorry, Manisha. Thank you for correcting that, Manisha. So Pooja, if this other person isn't here to agree, then they might not read regarding this other person. But I'll definitely pray over the deck, and we'll throw 3 down and see what resonates. Okay. I know the May 13th. That's crazy, huh? They're a Taurus like me then, and you're just wanting to see how they're doing. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see. I'll pray over the deck. My higher power, my source, thank you for being here and guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for Pooja as they're here to seek spiritual guidance and spiritual wisdom regarding this person that is no longer in their life, but they would just like to connect with and see how that person's doing. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to guide my words in this deck and to provide wisdom to Pooja regarding this other person and how they're doing in life. I'm sending so much love, light, and positivity to Pooja and the person being asked about now. Amen. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. They're here, but I do still care about them. I get that. Do you mean they're not here physically? Like, have they passed, or they're just not in your life anymore, but they're still alive? I read this deck. Negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and wisdom. I'm thankful to this community, to my higher power, and to the deck for guiding us and connecting us. They are alive, but far away. Oh, I get that though. You obviously had a bond with this person and you're just trying to connect in a way just to see how they're doing. I get that. I've been there. I get that. And I'm sending you so much healing because obviously there's still an open wound or there's still an open heart for this person. So I'm sending you so much love, light, and positivity. And yeah, just sending you lots of love, because I know what it feels like to be just wondering about somebody else that you've had a connection with before, but not able to talk to them or see them. I said, you guide my words in this deck for Puja to provide a sense of comfort and wisdom for the given situation. When one rises, we all rise. Okay. Oh, your first card, strength. Did you know this person for a long time? And you don't have to answer anything you're not comfortable answering. I'm just curious. Determination and animal instinct can turn the littlest dog into a formidable fighter. This rope is no match for you and your inexhaustible store of stamina, at least according to the infinity symbol tag on your collar. Still, you get some of your best treats through your inner strength and your sense of calm control. So learn to curb your base instincts a bit, comforted by knowing they're there if you need them. This card's just bringing out strength. So you did know them for a long time. And I can imagine if that connection's not there, I can see why you're getting the strength card, you know. It's just reminding you of balance, because our emotions can take hold. So it's just reminding you of balance and reminding you of the strength that you have. All right, let's see this one. This is the 5 of Cups. You are experiencing loss, whether through death, physical separation, a broken friendship, or trauma. It's painful, but you still have a lot of good left in your life. The dog on the bridge seems to be leaving his pack behind, whether that's for a new adventure or the great dog bed in the sky. Either way, the 4 he's leaving behind seem to have some sadness to process. Nothing will take up the space left by the loss of their friend, but they still have each other. Wow. Yeah. I don't know either. Sometimes people just come back into our memories for us to reflect on and to grow on. But yeah, both these cards are speaking to that. Like, and yeah, this one's just, like I said, speaking to your strength and balance, but this one's speaking to, yeah, to this person leaving, but it's reminding you of your pack still. So if you're feeling any feelings of like sadness over this right now, your higher power is just referring to this pack and what we still have. Hey, Johanna. Yes, I'm going to write your name down. I have 2 people after Puja, if they're still here, which sometimes they jump off. So it might not be 2 people. Thank you for being here. And I love the flower in your picture. How amazing. All right, Puja, let's see. Well, this is the sleight of hand. That's weird. All right, this is the 7 of Swords. Someone is not playing fair. I was going to say, this is the sleight of hand. I'm not sure why. And sometimes with tarot, it might not make sense until something happens. I think my husband likes to calm the dogs. May May. Come here, siete. Okay. Someone is not playing fair. This card indicates sneakiness, gossip, theft, deceit, or gaslighting. There's something particularly mean about using a heart-shaped cookie to tease a dog, because they've got this cookie in their hand. It's heart-shaped. holding her paw and keeping the treat just out of reach. As she focuses on the cookie just in front of her eyes, she ignores these other cookies on the ground. She ignores the other 6, a cruel sleight of hand. There's mental trickery at play here. And you were even just saying that. Not sure if it's their energy or mine. I lost you. Hold on, sorry. Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy. I love our higher power when they come in and connect like that. Yeah, you were just saying that right before I read this. All right, let me finish. Okay. There's mental trickery at play here. Try to see through it and call it out. That's crazy. So, yeah, they're not telling you how this person's doing, but yeah, the energy is coming through in the reading too. And you feel the sleight of hand. I'm so sorry. That's a lot of emotions going on, Pooja. I'm really sending you so much love, light, and positivity because that sounds like a bunch of like not fun stuff to deal with. Thank you for letting me read for you. Just remember, whatever your practice is, meditation, prayer, or both, that ultimately you have control of those energies. And yes, people steal our energy, people steal from us literally, but we still have control of our inner thoughts and how we can keep balanced. Yeah. Oh, I'm sending you so many good vibes and meditating over you. When I meditate, I'm gonna think. Yeah, sending you so many good vibes. You're welcome. I know it's a lot going on right now, but you got this. You got this. You know, anything that life throws at us, God never gives us something we can't handle. We can do it. And you're an amazing being in spirit. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming back. I always love seeing that name, Pooja. I love that name. That's so cute, Pooja. All right. Thank you so much again. Teresa, if you're still here, you're next. You can pop in the chat, Teresa. And then after Teresa, and then I'm going to say the name wrong. Hold on. Manisha. That's a beautiful name, Manisha. So Teresa, Manisha, and then Johanna. I think I remember that name. Johanna's been here before. I think it was the same one. Welcome back. So Teresa, pop in the chat for me if you're still here. And then Manisha, if you're still here. And I'm sure Johanna probably is because she just popped in a minute ago. Johanna, I'm going to give Teresa and Manisha just a second to pop on to see if they're still here, okay? So I got Teresa, Manisha, and Johanna. All right. So I haven't seen Teresa or Manisha pop up back. So Johanna, are you still here? Pop in the chat for me if you are, please. Okay. Since I haven't heard from the other two, I'm going to go ahead and do yours. And you would just like a general reading. I love general ones. It's like, I feel bad sometimes when people come to me and they want like, who's my future husband? I'm like, baby, I'm not, I don't do, I don't do that kind of reading. I'm sure some people do, but I don't know why my spirit doesn't guide me to try and seek that. I'm all about self-reflection and how we can grow to be better people ultimately. All right, Johanna, I'm going to pray over the deck and then we'll do a reading, okay? My source, my higher power, creator of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for Johanna as she's seeking spiritual guidance, spiritual wisdom, and love. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to come in with words of self-love, self-confidence, and spiritual guidance. When one rises, we all rise. Amen. Okay, I'm going to shuffle thinking of you. Hey, Manisha, I'm so sorry. I just started Johanna's reading because I didn't hear from you, but you're right after Johanna, so don't go anywhere, okay? And go check out Kefab. He's a moto vlogger. If you like motorcycles, go fast. And he talks a lot about happiness and calmness. And he's my husband. He's kind of cool. We've been married for over 10 years. We've been together 13 years. We've been together 13 years now. All right, Teresa, Johanna, I'm sorry, Johanna. Okay, I read this deck of any negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and positivity. I'm thankful to this community. I'm thankful to my higher power and to my deck for raising the positive vibrational fields. I said you do the same for Teresa. Johanna, I don't know why I keep saying Teresa. I'm so sorry. Maybe because she was next on the list. Look, she ran away and now I'm trying to call her back. Johanna. I said you do the same for Johanna, as Johanna is also seeking spiritual knowledge and spiritual connection. When one rises, we all rise. Okay. I did an in-person reading, my first one yesterday, and the poor guy's name, I read for his cousin first. Thank you for understanding, Manisha. I read for a woman, his cousin first, and then he asked for his reading. I said, sure, I have time. I can do yours. And I forgot his name, and I felt so bad. His name was John. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that was one of the easiest names. He was like, that's okay. The easy ones are the hardest ones to remember. All right, Johanna, this is the Wheel of Fortune. It sounds like a good one, huh? I haven't had it in a while. All right. It's they do the song. It's the circle of life from the Lion King. What goes around comes around, good and bad. This card reminds us of the circular and the cyclical, like the circle of life, the nature of life coming around, going around. Let it spin around you and enjoy all the opportunities and adventures it presents. Good things are on the horizon. So Johanna, you must have some good juju, because this is like saying, like, you just enjoy all that good juju coming your way, because that's the cycle of life. What we put into this universe comes back to us tenfold. So this card's validating all the goodness you put out there and just telling you, hey, enjoy. We reap what we sow, you know. All right, let's see. No. This is the Two of Cups, and it's reversed, so I'll read the overall description first. What's the only thing better than one dog? Two. This card signifies a union, a romantic connection, friendship, or possibly a business partnership. Now, it's reversed, so it says things are off kilter. Maybe one dog is kept on a shorter leash. Maybe one dog regularly runs off and leaves the other behind. When a dog gives more affection than she gets, it creates resentment and jeopardizes any chance for genuine connection. Take a step back, make sure your own cup is full, then start seeking balance in your relationships. So I won't add anything to that, because that's just ended exactly as your higher power wants it to be. Take a step back, make sure your own cup is full, and then start seeking balance in your relationships, which is easier said than done. It's like, okay, God, that's a lot to ask of me. But We can do it because we're not perfect, but as long as we're making spiritual progress, it's all that matters. All right. And this one is the four. No, wrong one. Hold on. Yeah, wrong one. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, Manisha told me it was their name was different than their username. All right, the Four of Pentacles, and it's reversed as well. So I'm going to read the overall description and then the reversed. Well, look who has all the balls in their corner of the court. No wonder you're feeling flush, but you're also stuck guarding your bounty. Reversed means looking around the tennis court, you notice balls flying all over the place. Balls, just like the four you're guarding. Watching others playing rather than hoarding reminds you why tennis balls exist in the first place. Plus, the sheer number of them shocks you into realizing that the world is rich in tennis balls. You don't have to be so uptight or miserly. It's just reminding you that if you're like being worried about what you have and trying to protect it. Like I know I got this card whenever we were starting this journey in our move, and I was worried about because we pulled our retirement to make this move, and I was like overthinking everything and scared to let go of one penny in that second, you know. And I kept getting this card to remind me like if I'm scared to lose something, then it takes away the enjoyment of having it. So this card is just asking you to seek balance in regards to that area of your life. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Johanna, for letting me read for you. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you. All right, Manisha. Am I in twin flame journey? I'm so interested in this. I literally like Googled twin flames the other day, or I think I saw it pop up like some kind of ad on YouTube. You know, with me being on a spiritual journey, I get a lot of different things that come up on my YouTube. I was like, what's a twin flame? So I'm going to pray over the deck. I kind of want to use my other deck for some reason. I'm going to get my other deck because it has more cards that have yes or no to questions. So, and my intuition's drawing me to my Crystal Power Tarot just because this is a specific question and it's so intense. So I don't know why, but let me use my Crystal Power deck just to see it. The doggy deck is very self-reflective about growth, like how we can grow as humans. So I'm drawn to this deck, if that's okay with you. All right, Crystal Power Tarot. Let me just shuffle and connect with it for a second, and then I'll pray. And you seem like such a spiritual person to be discussing this twin flame journey. That's intense. Now I really want to know all about it. Okay. All right, I'm going to pray, okay? My source, my higher power, thank you for being here and guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for Manisha. As on their spiritual journey, they're seeking spiritual advice and wisdom as if wondering if they are on a twin flame journey. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to provide words of spiritual wisdom, spiritual knowledge, and an answer to whether they're on a twin flame journey or not. And so it is. Amen. I mean, even if you're not, you still seem pretty amazing. Like the fact that you're even open to the idea of that is like, what? That's amazing. I'm going to shuffle thinking of you and just keep an open mind and an open heart to the message. I read this deck of any negativity. I only speak words of love, light, and positivity. I'm grateful to this community. I'm grateful to these cards for guiding my words and helping to lift others. I ask that you do the same for Manisha, as Manisha is seeking spiritual guidance and spiritual wisdom. When one rises, we all rise. I'm like, I want to be a twin flame. Spiritually jealous. Look, you need the jealous eye bracelet now. Luckily, jealousy for me is like, oh, I'm happy for you. I kind of want to know what that's about. Used to, I was a jealous little jerk because I didn't love myself. But luckily, in my spiritual journey and my spiritual awakening, I've learned to love myself. And jealousy still pops in here and there, but nothing like it used to be where it carried resentment. Thank God. That was an awful life to be in resentments all the time. All right, let's see, Manisha. All right. 9 of Cups. I love how the power message is, I trust in the flow of life. A lot of times, like when people ask a question, they're like, you already know the answer to this. Why are you questioning your higher power? You already know. Let's see what the 9 of Cups says. Wish is granted. A wish or a dream come true. Do you want to be a twin flame? Is the meaning of this happy 9. You can manifest what you desire, whether this is a love, friendship, wealth, security, work, or creative opportunities. When you receive what you want and need, you are generous with others, sharing your good luck. Your optimism and positive attitude raises others up. You see how life flows and appreciate what you have. An additional meaning to the card is being the host. I love that. This is just validating your good nature. And I know if you're talking about twin flames, yeah, I know that you're all this and more. You know about raising that positive vibrational field. You know about oneness and connectedness. Yeah, I like it. This is validating you. All right, the Magician. I manifest perfectly what I desire. How it goes in with the 9 of Cups. Like I manifest. All right, let's see. The Magician is at work performing a ritual. The tip of his wand touches the infinity symbol, signifying his connection to universal energy. His left hand points downward, bringing celestial energy to earth. Oh, I'm getting the good spiritual vibes off you, Manisha. On his table are his resources, the sword, pentacle, cup, and crystal wand, which represent the 4 suits of the tarot's minor arcana. In the center of the altar is a citrine crystal ball, empowering the magician's intention to manifest what he desires. The Magician brings energy to any situation. The card tells you that now is the time for action. You will receive messages, offers, and even long-awaited news. In work and personal projects, you may feel inspired to bring a dream a step closer to reality. As every area of life speeds up, travel is also auspicious under the Magician's influence. Overall, positive and dynamic change is in the air. That's pretty cool, especially with you talking about twin flames. All right, let's see the next one. The Page of Cups. I'm as young as I choose to feel. As a person in your reading, this page is often a young person who is imaginative, sensitive, and highly intuitive. As a situation, he denotes new positive influences. There is fun and good conversation to be had, which makes you feel re-energized and even young again. The card often heralds a phase of light-hearted enjoyment when life flows and you feel less burdened by the usual responsibilities. When this page comes into your reading, you may also make a new friend. I don't know if that resonates with your question about, am I in a twin flame journey? Like, okay, now you have to educate me. It's a good thing to be in a twin flame journey. I can't remember. I was halfway asleep when I read about it the other day. If you can elaborate on what that means. But this is talking about connection. So it didn't give you a yes or a no, but it's talking about reflections and manifesting and trusting the flow of life. I'm interested to see if you can elaborate. If not, I understand. Hey, Sarah, welcome. I just finished Manisha's reading. I was asking her, she asked a pretty deep question about twin flames. So I was asking if Manisha could clarify like more depth of what a twin flame was. Would you like a reading, Sarah? And Manisha, thank you if you're still here for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I'm doing readings. Um, so basically, this other part, Manisha asked a yes or no question, but I basically whatever's on your heart. So you can ask a general question, and I can kind of expand about my practice and how I read. A lot of people want to ask me like what's their future husband's going to be like or something like that, and I don't do like futuristic readings. I do more like spiritual connections, self-guidance, self-reflection, and sometimes though my crystal deck will answer yes or no, or it'll give yeses. I don't think it really has no cards, but it does have some yes cards in there that popped up before. Like a couple of people asked about pregnancy and a yes card popped up, but I always tell people that I don't really believe in telling like that tarot really tells exactly what's going to happen in your future, because I ultimately believe that we manifest and we create the future we want. But ask away, ask whatever's on your heart, Sarah. With that long response, that was a pretty long general response, but ask away, and I shall try to ask our higher power to answer. And welcome. I don't know if you've been here before, so thank you for coming. How will my connection with initials HE be this month? Okay, let's try. I'm going to use my crystal tarot deck. So, how will my connection be? Okay, we'll see. I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing. Sometimes, in regards to relationships, it will go, it'll talk about it. And then sometimes it calls for self reflection. And I always say that when our higher power asks us to self reflect, when we're asking about others, it's to help us grow so that whatever we want out of that relationship can happen. All right, I'm going to pray first, okay, Sarah? My higher power source, thank you for being here and guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for Sarah, as Sarah is seeking spiritual guidance, spiritual connection, and wisdom for this relationship at hand. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to bring words of self-love, self-confidence, and clarity on the relationship Sarah's asking about. And so it is. Amen. Okay. I'm going to shuffle thinking of you, and I just want you to have an open heart and an open mind to the message, okay? I rid this deck of any negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and positivity. I'm grateful for this community, for our higher power, and for this deck, for raising the positive vibrational fields. I ask that you do the same for Sarah, as Sarah is seeking spiritual guidance in regarding this relationship. Okay. Hey, Manisha. Oh, that's what a twin flame is. I remember now. I remember. I feel connected to the divine power, Matt. Be independent. Do a lot of meditation. One day I prayed that I need a person with whom I can grow spiritually and you'll not. Yes, you manifested it. Look, and your cards are already speaking on trusting in the flow of life and manifesting. So it did answer your question. That they did. Like you manifested that. That's amazing. Now, because I remember reading now when I read about twin flame, thinking my husband and I were twin flames. Now that you reiterated what it was, thank you for sharing that. It's so beautiful. Because I even told my husband, "You're not going to make it past 3 years. Nobody could make it past 3 years." And we've been together 13 now. We're definitely soulmates. All right, Sarah. I'm sorry. Manisha just shared what a twin flame was. So thank you for being patient. All right. So your connection with this person. So the first card is the Fool. So let me see. Walking through a rainbow forest, we find a fool following his dreams. In his bag are 7 crystals to guide him on his journey, and 7 trees edge the side of the path, symbolizing the 7 chakras. In his left hand, he holds a white flower, an emblem of innocence. Distracted by the flower's beauty, he does not yet see the starry void beyond and the risk and adventures to come. Pure and carefree, the fool is about to fall into an unknown universe. A beginning, a fresh start beckons, and an opportunity awaits. You may find new work, a new romantic partner, begin a creative venture, or be driven by another passion or ideal. Depending on your circumstances, you may need to approach with caution to know the practicalities and explore the options before you take that risk. Thank you, Manisha. So, Sarah, I don't know if you're wanting a deeper connection, like a partnership with this person, but the Fool is just telling you to be careful, is all. Like, and just to not get too distracted, to not see, just to weigh everything out and move slowly. Is just all it's saying. All right, let's see. This is the 3 of Swords. It says, I see things exactly as they are. Loss and heartbreak. Hidden information comes to light. Wow, that kind of goes with the Fool too. I don't know, like, okay, I'm not going to play into it. I'll just read and then you get the message that you're meant to receive, okay? I don't want to put words that shouldn't be said. Loss and heartbreak. Hidden information comes to light, often bringing sorrow and tears. In love, the card can show betrayal, such as affairs. Overall, this 3 denotes upset and stress, and you may need to take extra care of yourself physically and emotionally. There's an additional message here, however, which is to seek the truth, to get to the heart of the matter in the most direct way you can. When you see a situation exactly as it is, with no expectation or romantic filter, you are then in a position to deal with it. So both your cards are cautioning you right now. All right. And this is the Queen of Wands. Oh, I love it how when we get cards like this, then a lot of times our higher power will just remind us of how freaking awesome we are. All right, let me read it to you. The Queen of Wands. Creativity, self-empowerment, and support. As an individual in your reading, the Queen of Wands expresses her ideas in a tangible way, often through media and the arts. Wise and passionate, she has integrity, and her opinion is highly respected. As a situation, the card is an invitation to express yourself creatively and to follow your passions truly, freely, and fearlessly. When you do this, success comes naturally. If you have doubts about creating or promoting a product or service, this card's the green light. And as good communication is highlighted now, love relationships thrive. Okay. So it didn't tell you exactly how this person's feeling, which typically it won't, but these two are guarding you. They're really telling you to be cautious, but this one is reminding you of your self-empowerment, your creativity, and then that your support is always there. You're always loved, guided, and protected. So, Sarah, I hope that this connection goes the way that you hope it will. Every time I see Scorpio, I'm like, be careful. Oh, I'm so sorry. That makes sense then. That really makes sense. Yeah. It was heartbreak a few days ago. I'm sending you so much love and light. Dude, relationships are so hard. They really are. But when I reflect, of course, Sarah, when I reflect back on those relationships I went through, and one of them was the Scorpio, and it was like the worst nightmare of my life. And it was a lot of deep things and seated in that relationship. But if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be the person I am for my husband now. And that, I know it's like sucks that we have to go through the pain, but ultimately it helps us grow and molds us into the perfect partner for our future spouse. So I'm sending you so much love, light, and positivity. And you got this. You got this. And I'm always here if you just need someone to talk to, because I know when life gets lifey, it's hard. Thank you for coming, Sarah. Thank you for being here. And thank you for letting me read for you. I appreciate that. Hey, everyone. Anybody coming in? I'm glad you're here. I'm actually free now. If anybody here would like a reading, just pop in the chat. You could put a question or just general reading. It's been so rainy here, and all like the other dogs outside are playing. We have some that go in and out, and but we have Siete is her name. This little pit bull. She's a pit bull mix. We found her. Hey, I was just rambling, Jamie's Cowboys. I like that. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Would you like a reading? Now I'm interested. Are you a cowboy? Or are you just like, are you Jamie's cowboy? Is Jamie your partner? And you're a cowboy? Are you a cowboy? I grew up in Texas. So now I just picture all the cowboys in Texas with their cowboy hats. Oh, a Dallas fan. That makes sense. My mom and my brother's passed now, but he was an avid Cowboys fan, and my mom still loves them. Oh, thank you for coming in, Jamie. And your spirit already, I was just talking earlier about when one passes, they're still with us. And so I was validating my brother still being here. And now that you came in about Dallas Cowboys, it just makes me smile. Like, there's my brother coming in just to show me some love. All right. Will my best friend ever talk to me again? Does she miss me? Oh, obviously you're thinking of her. So I'm sending you so much love, light, and positivity. And I know it's hard when we lose a best friend and we miss them. So what I'll do is I'm going to pray over the deck, okay? And then we'll just see what pops up in your reading. Your best friend, and will she ever talk to you again? All right. My source, my higher power, creator of all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you continue to do so for Jamie as they're seeking spiritual guidance and spiritual knowledge on this past friendship. And if that person is still thinking of them and misses them, I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to bring in healing words and wrap their arms around Jamie, as I'm sure they miss this connection with their best friends. I'm sending love, light, and positivity to both people in this relationship. When one rises, we all rise. Amen. Okay, Jamie, I'm going to shuffle thinking of you. Yes, me too. Toka says, hey, Toka's an amazing brother. You're gonna have to go check him out. Um, yeah, losing a best friend sucks, but I'm sending you so much love. All right. I've read this deck of any negativity. I only speak words of love, light, and positivity. I'm grateful to this community. I'm grateful to this deck for helping to raise the positive vibrations in the world we live in. I said you do the same for Jamie, as Jamie has lost their best friend, and they're just seeking spiritual connection and wisdom in regards to this old friendship that they've lost. I'm sending love, light, and positivity to both people. Okay. And I'm sure if you're thinking of this person, like your heart probably already tells you, of course, they're thinking of you. Because just because a friendship goes away doesn't mean that those memories didn't go away. You know, just like you're thinking of them, of course, they're probably thinking of you. All right. This is the Five of Pentacles. I am supported and never alone. I love our higher power so much. Like the best first card ever. Five of Pentacles, never alone. We're never alone. Even and losing a best friend can feel like it. I know it can. A fear of destitution, feeling impoverished and alone. This five can denote money crisis such as recurring cash flow problems or struggling on low income. However, the card often signifies a fear of poverty or of isolation from society, friends, and family rather than literal poverty. So it's speaking more, like I said, on like the fear of isolation from friends. While it can arise in a reading after a relationship breakup or the end of a work contract, it more often reflects a state of mind, a fear of losing what you have, even when you're financially secure. But in your case, it's saying you're spiritually secure. So, like, this is validating your feelings and saying, reminding you that you're never alone. Even though you might feel like it, whether this person is in your life still or not, you're always, always loved, guided, and protected, and you're never alone. Our higher power loves us so much. All right, the Two of Wands. I focus on what I want and make it happen. And in this case, it might just be a new beginning, you know? Let's see what it says specifically, a Two of Wands. Making plans, looking ahead. This too sees you focusing on your next steps, and you may be in the process of making a decision. The card often appears in a reading to signify the planning stages of a project and can relate specifically to travel. You may be in discussions with others to schedule a trip or otherwise find a way to expand your horizon. In relationships, creative and romantic partnerships are favored. You connect with someone who sees the world as you do. So I don't know if this is talking about your friend that you don't talk to anymore, but I think it's just reminding you though that you're not alone. It's saying you connect with someone who sees the world as you do. And the power message is I focus on what I want and make it happen. So kind of like moving on, you know, instead of trying to live in the past of what isn't there right now. All right, this is the Judgment card. I look back with compassion for myself. So I don't know the nature of this relationship or how it ended, but this is possibly speaking to that. Let me read it. An angel holds a trumpet up to his lips, summoning up the past. When he blows the instrument, he awakens us to ourselves. Old anger and fears are released as butterflies. Hey, J.A., I can do you after Jamie. I'm open. Beauty and light emerge from the heaviness of memory. The trumpet is made from bloodstone, stone of cleansing and healing. The angel's wings are pink, the color of love and compassion. All right, there's more to it. Let me write these two names down. All right, J.A. and then Melissa. Hey, Melissa, welcome back, sweetie. Thank you for being here. This is like really going back, talking about your past, Jamie, with this friendship. Judgment offers an opportunity to assess your actions before moving on to a new life phase. And they're talking about a new life phase. You may decide to give a relationship or situation a second chance. The past may come back to you in the form of memories, and there could be an opportunity to release these old emotions. At a spiritual level, this card shows a spiritual awakening and can indicate mediumship. So I think it's more speaking for you, though, about this past relationship and closing those wounds. So I don't know if you believe in the power of crystals, but this card has a specific crystal. Well, they all do, but this one is calling me to tell you. It's the bloodstone. And if you believe in crystals, you can find it in a metaphysical store or online even. Bloodstone clears blockages, helping release whatever's in your way so healing can take place. Bloodstone is linked with both the heart chakra for love and the base chakra for security and identity. Because a lot of times with best friends, we lose our identity, The stone's green color releases past emotions and past fears, while its red speckles release anger and self-blame. Hold the stone and gaze upon it and feel yourself releasing the past as you exhale. So, Jamie, your higher power doesn't want you to hold on to this. It's hard, easier said than done. They're asking you to let go of this person. And I know that's hard. So I'm sending you just lots of love, light, and positivity. And remember, your higher power is always here. You're always connected in community and in spirit. And thank you for letting me read for you. I hope it provides some closure for you and to remember how awesome you are. And that best friend may not be here, but there will be best friends down the road that are meant for you forever. Thank you again for letting me read for you. I'll be thinking of you and your friend because I'm sure both of you are hurting. Hey, J.A., welcome back. And Melissa, all right, J.A., let's see. Does Christian look at my picture on Facebook? Is he going to text me? Oh, I always love T1s. But, as you've been in my readings before, J.A., I do tend to tell people that thank you, Jamie, that the way I read tarot does not tell typically how other people feel or what they're doing, because I do believe in that person should be present and accepting of it. I don't want to interfere negatively with anybody else's, being. So I will pray over the deck, J.A., and we'll do a reading and we can see if they provide guidance as to this person looking at your Facebook possibly, or if they're going to text you. Okay. Okay. All right. My higher power, source, creator of all, thank you for being here and guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for J.A. as they're seeking clarity and words of wisdom as to this person and their actions on Facebook or possibly texting them. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to provide words of wisdom and knowledge in regards to this situation. When one rises, we all rise. All right. I'm going to shuffle thinking of you, J.A., and I just want you to have an open heart and an open mind, okay? I read this deck of any negativity. I only speak with words of love, light, and positivity. I ask that you come in and speak words of wisdom for J.A. seeking clarity regarding this person on Facebook or if they might text them. Wait, I nearly lost a card. When one rises, all right. Okay. And I'm interested, do you want this person to look at your picture on Facebook and text you? I remember seeing like there was a way you could see on Facebook who's looking at you. I don't care now. Luckily, I've been married a long time. But when I was, and maybe it was MySpace, but I'm so old. We used to have MySpace. You do. Oh, JA. I hope whatever you want comes true. I'm thinking of you. All right, the Four Cups. I listen to my heart and follow my knowing. So I love it whenever we ask questions of our higher power, and then our higher power is like, you have an intuition. You probably know the answer to this already. Let's see. Four of Cups. Boredom, hitting a plateau in a relationship or at work, finding yourself in a situation in which you're beginning to feel listless and even stuck, possibly in this, like you're wanting something and maybe you don't know if it's happening yet. You may be feeling disillusioned and flat as the expectations you once had don't materialize. Like this person may be not texting you when you want them to. You may feel the need for inspiration or direction and hope for positive change. Rather than wait for things to improve dramatically, you can make a small decision that lifts your mood so you can see where to go next. So, this card is like saying, don't waste your time. No, I'm not going to say that. It's just saying, like, no, I'm just going to read it again and you take it how you need to receive it. Rather than wait for things to improve dramatically, you can make some small decision that lifts your mood so you can see where to go next. All right, I'm going to look at your next one. The Ten of Swords. I see the truth in this ending. All right, let's see. These don't sound very uplifting yet, huh? Sometimes that's the nature of the beast. Hey, Sig, thank you for being here. Do you want me to do a reading for you after JA? Or are you just here to say hello? All right, the Ten of Swords, JA. A sudden ending, which I don't know if you even have anything yet with this person or if it's talking about, oh, Melissa, I'm sorry. I forgot. After JA's Melissa. But if you want to go after Melissa's sick, I can do a reading for you. This 10 in the conflict-ridden suit of swords shows an outcome that is unexpected and sudden. In readings, the card often denotes the end of a job or relationship. And although this feels like a fast unraveling, on reflection, you see that it may have been building for some time. There is a finality here, which suggests the situation or relationship is completely over. This card can also be seen as an aspect of the major arcana card Death, which brings necessary endings. So you're able to quickly transition into a new phase. Your higher power is like telling you to keep it moving, JA. I don't believe in like foretelling the future, but I believe in our higher power giving words of wisdom. And for some reason they're like, I don't know about this person. All right, let's see. The Five of Swords. I will heal myself. Yeah, the deck is talking. Five of Swords. Defeat, loss, and conclusions, which I know is probably going along with this hopes of this person like texting you and they're not doing it. So defeat, loss, and conclusions, the outcome of a battle of wills. You may not have been treated fairly and suffer humiliation as you find yourself in a no-win situation. The person or situation concerned makes you a victim of their ego and need to win. And readings, the card can also signify bullying. It's time to accept the hurt and recover. The good news is that this situation will soon pass. You move on rather than dwell upon the past and perhaps find alternative routes to the justice you deserve. JA, I want you to remember, we all have the divine within us, and you're worthy of people that there are people looking on your Facebook and wanting to text you because you're worthy of that. Yeah, that's exactly. Look, you heard the message like you should. It's time for me to heal myself. Exactly. And once we heal ourselves, the rest will line up. I promise you. Thank you. That was a pretty deep reading. And I'm sending you so much self-love, self-healing, and just a path of abundance. Like you deserve all of it, everything and more. So try to let go and let live, you know. I'm sending you so much good vibes. I just wish when we have readings like that I could just hug you all. Because trust me, I've had so many readings like that, or like readings that tell me like how much of a crappy person I am. Because I'm human and I do bad things sometimes, you know. I used to do bad things a lot of times. I thank you. Yes, Jay, I'm sending you so much healing. All right, Melissa, what's coming next for me this week? Are you still here, Melissa? I think you are. You just popped in, huh? Yeah, that was 3 minutes ago. All right, let's see. We'll try. A lot of times when people ask like things like that, it won't say like specifically like, but it could give some guidance, you know. So let me pray about this week for you, okay? It is Monday, huh? That's what I remember I titled it Manic Monday. My source, my higher power, creator of all, thank you for being here and guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for Melissa, as Melissa is seeking spiritual guidance and wisdom on the week to come. I call in Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to guide my words in this deck and to wrap their arms around Melissa and give lots of love, light, and prosperity. I ask for their words of wisdom and knowledge for the week to come for Melissa. When one rises, we all rise. Amen. Okay, I'm going to shuffle the deck thinking of you, and I just want you to have an open heart and an open mind to the message. I rid this deck of any negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and wisdom. I ask that you do the same for Melissa, as Melissa seeking spiritual words of wisdom and guidance for the week to come. When one rises, we all rise. Okay. I was using my doggy deck earlier, and then somebody asked a yes or no question. And this deck typically, well, it does have cards that'll say yes in it, and my doggy deck doesn't. My doggy deck is a real deep, like self-reflection deck. But this will offer some yes. So I pulled out the crystal power. All right. The Fool. I am guided and protected on my life journey. So let's see. Walking through a rainbow forest, we find a fool following his dreams. In his bag are 7 crystals to guide him on his journey, and 7 trees edge each side of the path, symbolizing the 7 chakras. In his left hand, he holds a white flower, an emblem of innocence. Distracted by the flower's beauty, he does not yet see the starry void beyond and the risk and adventures to come. Pure and carefree, the fool is about to fall into an unknown universe. A beginning, a fresh start beckons, and an opportunity awaits. You may find new work, a new romantic partner, begin a creative venture, or be driven by another passion or ideal. Depending on your circumstances, you may need to approach with caution to know the practicalities and explore the options before you take that risk. So this card is just warning you that if something new does come up, just to be cautious, as we all should in our decisions, right? All right, let's see what's next. The 10 of Pentacles. I celebrate everything I achieve. 10 of Pentacles. Fulfillment and success, well-deserved financial and emotional security. The card often arises in readings to show you forming even deeper bonds with those close to you and enjoying a stable, productive financial phase. This may mean, for example, extending your home, growing an established business, getting married, or benefiting from other rewarding, lasting personal or professional partnerships. This 10 can also show love and help between the generations. So you may give or receive money within your family or other close network and benefit from their support and advice. So both of these are just talking about like new things coming in. Hey, Sterling. Glad to see you again. This may mean, for example, let me see, enjoying a stable, productive financial phase. Well, congratulations on that one. I don't know. I celebrate everything I achieve, just validating you. But it also spoke of new things too. So I'm like, I was trying to find the words where it said, the card often arises in reading to show your form an even deeper bonds. And it's both like this is talking about something new possibly coming up. And that kind of went along with it too about these deeper connections. But that full card is just reminding you to be cautious. All right. The Emperor. I make him. Woo, you got a powerful reading, Melissa. The Emperor. Okay, let's see. Like, look at him on his throne. And this was talking about, look, that's nice. All right. The Emperor or father figure sits with authority in a desert landscape. This is territory he has conquered and brought under his rule. The swirling yellow, orange, and pink sky denotes his dynamic, fiery power. The Emperor's throne, with its plinth and high back, represents status, stability, and protection. The centerpiece in his crown is red jasper, echoed in the ring on his right hand. The Emperor signifies a return to order. The card also sees you creating structure and balance, able to get organized and setting firm boundaries in your relationships with other people. In work and life, the Emperor also represents powerful, solid leadership and management. So look, your cards are giving. Melissa, if this week doesn't feel empowering yet, let this one leave you feeling empowered. I hope you have a great week, and thank you for letting me read for you. And I appreciate you coming back and being here. I see you. My little baby's barking at me. Hey, Sick, if you're still here, I can do your reading for you if you want. If not, I know sometimes y'all just pop in to say hey, which I always appreciate. If you're here watching, you'll have to go look at Sick, Tolga, and Sterling. Well, they're all amazing supporters, such a positive community. I appreciate y'all always. Y'all know that. My little beady. I thought his eyes were healing, and then they started getting like real messed up again. So luckily our vet gave us this blood serum from another big dog to put into his eyes because they're still trying to heal. Thank you all for being here. I am open if you want a reading. You can pop in and say general or a specific question if you want. It is almost time for me to hop off though. I'm at my 2-hour mark. Look, see here, Will? This little beady. I always say like it's crazy how he really taught me about the balance of the world, because literally he lost his vision at the same time I gained my spiritual vision. It's insane, the give and the take of this world. Like it literally, it just is crazy to me. But it helped me remember, that's just how life is. Yeah, the give and the take. All right. Well, since I am over the 2-hour mark and I do not have a name on my list now, I think I will end it there. Oh, look, as I was about to end it, Lucinda. That sounds like a Spanish name almost. Lucinda. Okay, a general reading. Let's do it. Let me put my doggy down. Lucinda. My source, my higher power, creator ball, thank you for being here. Thank you for guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for Lucinda. As they're here seeking spiritual guidance and spiritual connection, I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael for healing, self-love, self-confidence, and abundance. And so it is. Amen. Okay, Lucinda. Oh, hey. All right. Let me write your name down, Nithya. Okay, because Lucinda just asked for one, but I can do you right after Lucinda. Okay. All right, Lucinda, I'm going to shuffle thinking about you, and I just want you to have an open heart and an open mind to the message, okay? I've read this deck of any negativity. I only lead with words of love, light, and positivity. I'm grateful to this community. I'm grateful to my higher power for helping me to raise the positive vibrational fields. I ask that you do the same for Lucinda as she's seeking spiritual guidance and spiritual wisdom today. When one rises, we all rise. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Sorry. You can tell I've been on here longer than an hour, huh? One day I was doing readings for like 4 hours and I couldn't like talk afterwards. Which I'm so thankful. I'm not complaining at all to have a community. Yeah, thanks, Moto. I was just about to pop off, and then Lucinda and Nithya came in, and I hate telling people no. All right, Lucinda. The Two of Swords. Whatever I decide, I trust in the outcome. Oh, looks like you might have a decision to make. Let's see, Lucinda. A pause in activity, procrastination. This too can show you feeling caught between two people or two paths, and the indecision leaves you feeling stuck and depleted. You may feel that neither route is clear nor ideal. However, there is a time for action. Otherwise, the issue becomes greater than it deserves to be as you ponder each potential outcome or avoid making a decision altogether. An additional meaning of the card is a truce or taking time out during a period of stress or conflict. So if you have a decision you're having to make, this is your higher power urging you, like, make the decision. It's hard, it's easier said than done. If you don't have some big choice, it's a card that's calling for a truce or a period of a timeout, self-reflection during stress and conflict that you could have. Oh, Jamie, thank you. Oh my goodness. I really appreciate that. And yeah, if y'all like motorcycles, y'all have to check out Toga, Monobomb, and Sterling. They're all moto vloggers. They're amazing. They're such positive people in my life and my husband's life. Oh, Lucinda, I'm gonna have to pop your oh wow up there. And Jamie, I really appreciate that. I love a wow. That's our higher power. I'm always like, it's not me, it's our God. We have to believe whenever. And when my brother passed away, I claimed I was an atheist, but it was really me being mad that my brother was gone. But when I get those wows, I'm just like, that's your God. That's your God, talking to you. Amato said, yeehaw. You got to check my brothers out. They're so amazing. All right, the Eight of Wands, Lucinda. I manifest multiple opportunities. Eight of Wands. News, messages, and energy. 8, number of change. And the passionate, driven suit of wands signifies news that creates new opportunities. It's the card of communication, which you making that choice, communication. And events begin to speed up. So if you have been waiting for a decision, your cards are reading to you, Lucinda. If you've been waiting for a decision or other news, this is highly likely now. In general, there will be more emails, texts, or other messages arriving. Travel's also favored. So this busy card brings opportunities for frequent trips for work and short breaks for leisure. The advice here is to pause and consider your options rather than respond impulsively. That's kind of contradicting, but this card's like make a decision, but this card's just like make a good decision. It's like, okay, God, thank you. That's a lot of pressure. All right, let's see. The Two of Wands. Making plans, looking ahead. Lucinda, you must be a very spiritual being and you're very open, or your cards wouldn't be lining up this deep, huh? Making plans, looking ahead. This two sees you focusing on your next steps, and you may be in the process of making a decision. That is so funny. I cannot make this up. I'm packing my bags right now if I travel. Right? Take me with you, please. Jamie says, I can't replace her yet. We had a past life and trauma bonded. My readings was amazing. Oh, thank you, Jamie. And I know that closure is hard. It will come. It will come. I know it's hard though, Jamie. Okay, Lucinda. Oh, I can see this why this reading's connecting. Take me with you when you go travel, please. I'll be there in spirit at least. All right. This too sees you focusing on your next steps, and you may be in the process of making a decision. The card often appears in a reading to signify the planning stages of a project and can relate specifically to travel. You may be in discussions with others to schedule a trip or otherwise find a way to expand your horizons. In relationships, creative and romantic partnerships are favored. You connect with someone who sees the world as you do. Ah, you are given. I love it. I love That's so funny. Oh, Jamie, look, I have so many spiritual beings in here. I'm so blessed. I still consider myself a newbie. I just knew when I was reading my own tarot cards how much they connected with me and how much they called me out on my bullshit and how much they helped me grow, and which is why I expanded to try to read for others. So I am like at your like, thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for y'all, especially Jamie and Lucinda being so spiritual and clairvoyant as well. So I love that you're here to help me raise the positive vibrational field of this world we live in. And I definitely connect, Jamie, with being an empath. I'm sober now, but I was an alcoholic and an addict all the way up until about 90 days ago. And me being an empath was a big part of that. I consumed so many people, like I consume it. I was a kindergarten teacher, and literally I would see one of my 5-year-olds fall, and then I'd cry, and I would want to cry with them. You know, it's hard. It is hard being an empath. So I'm sending you so much love, light, and positivity. I appreciate y'all. Yes, Nithya, thank you for waiting. I got to rambling. Yes, Nithya, you can. Let's see. You're asking about someone's feelings for you. So my nature of my tarot is I don't typically, if the other person is not here to approve of a message given on their behalf, the cards typically don't line up. I don't want to cross over anybody else's life or anything like that. So I will forewarn you, Nithya, that in my readings, they don't typically come out and tell us how this other person's feeling. That other person isn't here to validate that. So what the cards do typically read is self-reflection or offer advice, or they might encourage you if this relationship is meant to go somewhere, it might offer you some guidance to that. So I'm going, and thank you, Jamie, for the congratulations. So Nithya, I'm going to pray over the deck, and we'll throw 3 cards down and just see what our higher power has to say, okay? Thank you for being here, Nithya. All right, I'm going to pray. My higher power, source, creator of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for guiding my words in this deck. I ask that you do the same for Nithya as they're here to seek spiritual guidance in this relationship. They're seeking advice on how this other person feels about them. I call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to guide my words in this deck and to provide words of self-love, self-confidence, and wisdom as to the choices they should make regarding this relationship. When one rises, we all rise. Amen. Okay, Nithya, I'm going to pray. I'm going to shuffle thinking of you. And I just want you to have an open mind and an open heart to the message. Okay. I rid this deck of any negativity. I always speak with words of love, light, and positivity. I'm grateful to this community. I'm grateful to this deck and our higher power for helping me to raise the positive vibrational fields of the world we live in. I ask that you do the same for Nithya as they seek spiritual guidance and spiritual knowledge regarding the relationship that they're asking about. When one rises, we all rise. Okay, Nithya. That's a pretty name. I like that. Nithya. I hope I'm not like butchering it. I tend to butcher names. Nithya. I'm always like, wow. And I always wonder where they come from. And I feel bad asking because I know sometimes people are waiting, so I feel bad getting in too deep of a conversation, but I like it. All right, current feelings for me. Oh, somebody got this same card earlier when they were asking about a relationship, because sometimes we can get distracted. And then either way, I'll let the card read for itself instead of putting words into it. All right, the Fool. Walking through a rainbow forest, we find a fool following his dreams. In his bag are 7 crystals to guide him on his journey, and 7 trees edge each side of the path, symbolizing the 7 chakras. In his left hand, he holds a white flower, an emblem of innocence. Distracted by the flower's beauty, he does not yet see the starry void ahead, or the starry void beyond, and the risk and adventures to come. Pure and carefree, the fool is about to fall into an unknown universe. A beginning, a fresh start beckons, and an opportunity awaits. You may find new work, a new romantic partner, begin a creative venture, or be driven by another passion or ideal. Depending on your circumstances, you may need to approach with caution to know the practicalities and explore the options before you take the risk. So this is like mentioning that this might be new, and it's just warning you to be cautious. All right. The Knight of Cups. I know that the right person waits until I'm ready. The Knight of Cups. An offer or other new opportunity comes to you. This may be an invitation or proposal of some kind, which sounds like exactly what you need. The card can show the early stages of a relationship. Wow, both of them are y'all newer or like starting, like just curious? And you don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable. This card can show the early stages of a relationship. However, as a person in your reading, this Knight is romantic but not practical. So it's going back again to that Fool card of like, romance can get us all starry-eyed and then forget the like, oh man, is this my head or my heart? Like, what's guiding me here? And does it align with my higher self? All right. This may be an invitation or proposal of some kind, which sounds like exactly what you need. The card can show the early stages of a relationship. However, as a person in your reading, the Knight is romantic but not practical. So he or she may say just what you want to hear, but forget the practicalities. The message here is to wait and observe and let this person prove his or her value before you agree to any plan. So your higher power is like really reaching out to be cautious again. So both cards are saying that. All right. And this is the moon. My intuition guides me to the right decision. So I love this because, like I said, our higher power won't speak with the way I do tarot, either way. Doesn't typically speak of other people, but it's your higher power still guiding you. And it's your higher power reminding you that your intuition is what is your higher power guiding you. It's through your intuition. So let me read the moon to you. Two moonstone pillars glow pearlescent under an indigo sky. Two carpfish remain largely underwater, symbols of things yet to surface. Their tails are wrapped around the stones as if guarding the way ahead. Stepping stones appear to lead to a distant place, suggesting unknown outcomes. Again, going back to this full card. The infinity symbol above the horizon denotes the cycles of life and eternal change. I don't want to say positive or negative because ultimately we decide our future. And I know that a lot of times we come to tarot readers to just want an answer, but I don't want to speak that into it. I know, but these two cards they're if they're telling you to be cautious when other people have asked about relationships, there's other cards that are so much more positive and so much more like, yeah, do it. And these cards are like, I don't know. So ultimately this card, the last card's telling you, what does your gut tell you? The moon reveals that there is a decision to be made, but you cannot yet see the full picture. You may have doubts about a relationship or other situation that is unclear. There may be buried issues that need to surface. So see, all these cards are saying there's something that you don't know yet. So this is a card of sensitivity and emotion. The moon also indicates physical ability, dreams, intuition, and the subconscious. I would just be careful. Like if I had this reading and I was talking to someone and I would be very careful. But we have to do that with all our relationships. If you knew some of the people I fell in love with, like why? I look back now as a 41-year-old, I'm like, what was I thinking? And everybody around me was like, dude, that dude is not good news. And yeah, and I wish I knew back then, but we all go through phases in life for a reason. If I didn't date that a-hole, sending him love, light, and positivity, but back then we both were a-holes. But if I didn't date him and go through that experience, I wouldn't have cultivated into the person I am today and be the wife that I am today for my current husband. So I know that I cannot give you yes, do this, or no, do that, but your intuition and your higher power will give you those answers, Nitya. Thank you for being here and letting me read for you. I appreciate you. And I really am sending you so much love. I know relationships can suck. And it's like, God, I don't want to be single or whatever. Like, it just can be complicated. So I'm sending you so much peace because, yeah, I know that's a whole thing. Oh, yeah. Bring friends, Jamie. Friends and community is what it's about, right? Thank you, Nithya. I appreciate you. I hope that you find some clarity with it. And you will. You will. Things will happen as they should. Divine timing. Somebody was asking the other day about a future partner, and I mentioned divine timing. And she's like, screw divine timing. I want it now. And I was like, girl, if you only knew how many times I said that in my younger years. Screw divine timing. But now I'm thankful. For divine timing. We go through hurt though. We go through hurt and we go through pain, and it sucks. It does. But that's part of being a human, I guess, huh? Toga, I see you. All right. I definitely need to end it. Look, I'm so grateful for this community. When I was deciding to shift out of teaching, and I still want to teach children, but I'm grateful that my higher power can work through me to help others. I'm just grateful. I say that a lot, but it's the truth. And this community helps me stay sober. It helps me stay connected to my spiritual side. It helps me be reminded on a daily basis that the divine is here, that our spirit allies are here, that those that have left us are here. So thank you all. And with that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day. If it's not one, you can make it one right now. It's just a mindset. Thank you all. Oh, thank you, Toga. I wish you the best. I always appreciate your love and support. Thank y'all. And if you haven't checked out Toga, go check out Toga. Y'all have a good day, night. Bye, y'all.